Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. It's really cold here in Minnesota today. This morning I was woke up like the pump kept running and running. I'm like, what? Is Doug up this early? I didn't think so because I usually get up first. So, um, got up and we had a broken pipe. Luckily, it was past our tub where we could work on it without having to tear the whole tub out of the bathroom. So Doug got that fixed, and then couple fuses blew, and the fan kept quit working, and the light in my room quit working for a while, but we had to get everything going because we have heat tape that goes down our well, which is the well is inside the house, under the house, but still needs to be kept warm just in case for times like these. And yeah, and things always do break like that at the coldest times of the year. That's when you have the most problems with cars, and unless it's super super hot. That's happened to me too, but yeah. So a little bit tired. Got woke up too early because I stayed up really late last night. So into the morning hours. So sorta. I was watching a show, English. Oh, I don't even remember the name of it right now. It's There's this one station I sub to called Daisy Mason, and she has different English series and different things, shows like that. So, excuse me a moment. Well, I heard on Bruce Seasall live stream this morning, he was talking about, which I had heard about. Um, he didn't say where, but there was a little 6 year old boy that some stupid woman teacher, or teacher, I guess they said. They didn't say stupid woman. I guess maybe I'm paraphrasing there or adding that, whatever. Um, person, thing, taped a mask to a little child of 6 years old, and that was in Pennsylvania. Then I heard another really disturbing one of a 9 year old girl in New York. Now, I'm not sure if that's the city or the state, but she was arrested by the police. It showed pictures of officers escorting this child because she didn't, or it wasn't in school, it was like a museum. She didn't have her uh, papers that she was supposed to have, so they escorted her out. This stuff is really getting ridiculous. I mean, when they're involving the children, and besides that, like with that tape thing, both of them, these people need to be prosecuted. Whoever signed the papers and submitted whatever towards these children, like the tape. I'm allergic to tape. Um, the adhesive on it. Probably a lot of people are. That's why they've got hypoallergenic tapes, which I'm allergic to that too. Um, it's like, for instance, I went and had the Mayo Clinic skin test for allergies, and they put this tape thing. It was a film that they put on my back, and it had different allergens from different foods and different things. And there was like a series of three different tests I had to go through, and I got more allergic from the tape than I did a lot of the other allergens, although I have a lot of them too, what they were checking for. But yeah, so even that tape on that child's face would have. If I was that parent, I'd be smoking hot. I'd do something about it. And I have before. I've called and talked to school superintendents, and I got a psychologist in the school fired because little boy was crying in class because he missed his mother and he had two fathers. And the teacher told him that it wasn't really a big deal. And my oldest son stood up and he said, "Wake up and smell the pizza," he said to her. Well, when I heard about it, and she had been working with my younger son, and my older one sat in this class for attention deficit, and I had her fired because she had gave some really poor advice to my youngest son too. Um, then I thought it was funny. I was fishing over at the lake, and her and her boyfriend pull up in this big fancy smancy boat, and whatever. And I'm on the dock, and um, she pulls up, and I said hi to her, and she said hi back to me. And then it dawned on her who I was, but thought it was funny because she said hello, you know. So anyway, but yeah, I've literally been active about them harming people, just because they have a license doesn't mean they have a license to do whatever they want. Excuse me a minute, moment. Yeah, in my youngest class with her as a child psychologist, if he had done good, she was going to take him out to like McDonald's on Friday or something and give him a reward. And I'm like, oh, no, no, you're not doing that with my child at all. I said, if you want to reward him, you get popcorn or something for the whole class on Fridays, and you treat all the children that have behaved all throughout the week and tell them that it was my youngest being good all week that could afford them that treat on Friday. I said, you're not taking my child out and rewarding him for good behavior when every other child is behaving well every day. I said, and how's that going to make with his friends and him, giving him the wrong idea like that? I said, you're not doing that. She tried to argue with me, and I really kind of laid down the law in a street style, if you know what I'm saying. I got a little crass with her. But then I was able to do it legally and get her removed because that's just not right. You know, there's certain things, and I've worked with emotionally disturbed children and handicapped children, and there's just certain things you wouldn't do, and you don't reward the naughty child in front of the good ones and think that that's okay. That's just something retarded in her brain thinking like that. Now, I can see rewarding the kid and all the rest of them too, So, anyway, so I'm pretty much a stickler on how people treat children in a school setting. And I think these parents need to get up and start demanding, taking these cases to court and making these people, holding them accountable, you know. So it's pretty serious. I'll tell you what, if somebody take my child, it'd be all I could do. I mean, I used to tape them up. I'd take the shop tape from working out in the body shop and wrap their hands together really quick, tape them, and then I'd try and we've got a pole in our house. Uh, um, oh, what do you call it? Oh, it's for the way to the roof. It could be turned into a wall. It's on an addition, but I used to try and tape them to the pole like an Indian. Well, they'd get loose, you know. And they could just bite the tape off, and I never really hurt them or anything, but it was funny. And then I'd let them try and tape me up too. So actually, I was probably trying to put it over their mouths like that teacher did. I I'm sure I have, you know. So if it was funny and my kids were being naughty, I would do things like that. Yeah, I would. But that's me and that's my child, you know. So if they had put that tape on me, I would have got a rash and they would have been sued. So, yeah. My dad had a teacher fired for slapping me. I cleaned my desk. She said I didn't clean my desk. She picked it up and dumped it out on the floor in front of everybody. I was in second grade. And I went out in the hall where she told me, and she came out there and she was yelling at me and arguing with me. And she said, "And you didn't clean your desk?" And I said, "I did." And she hauled off and smacked me. She got fired. My dad was so pissed, you know. So, yeah. People need to take a stand against these people because they're letting their uh, control and their egos overpower them. So, on that Robin Hood's channel, I did put a link and I put the title that we're not forsaken, you know, to take it down. And he wrote back, like my comment, and then he wrote back, so I'm not blocked, evidently, but, and I haven't been watching his videos, so I don't, and I don't even know if he took it down yet. Not sure. He probably won't. I don't know. But he says to me, "Perfect timing." And I said, "Well, I don't know what would you like to tell me what you mean, you know?" See, there was something before I stopped watching them. There was a video I made, and you know how people can hear each other think? Or maybe it was, I don't know. But it just so happened on a day that I made a video, some people that I do not consider my friends' channels that are disinformation, like that old Israel dude wearing his yarmulke. I mean, come on. And if somebody doesn't understand that being Jewish and speaking Hebrew is not the same as Christianity, it's the same as being Catholic. I mean, they have some similarities, but they're not the same. And I tried to tell this meathead that, and he just won't listen. So, but anyway, these people were making a video that were similar to what I was talking about on the same day, and I felt like he was balling me up in that dark cabal bullshit, and that's like, oh, enough of you. If you think that I'm evil, you really got some screws loose. So, yeah, I'll just leave it there. I think maybe not, you know. So anyway, a lot of people have tried to tell him when he seems he takes advice from oh, some men, and especially if they're men that have bigger channels and actually make a living off of YouTube, then he admires them, you know. But yeah, if you're somebody that actually spent hundreds, if not, well, thousands of hours reading and studying and comparing and working hard for understanding to speak to people, you know, that's not of value to some people. So, yeah, they think they can pull it out of the atmosphere. And I think, too, that might be the topic of my video. And I'll get to the point here in a minute because this is rather important, you know. we all know there's energy in the ether, and yes, we can communicate like that telepathically. It depends on, the strength in your uh what you focalize on, like what you concentrate on. And I think if you're like thinking about a person, it's like a relay thing. Like our minds can literally relay messages for other people. And that's how some people could make a video saying the same thing I'm saying on that day because we hear each other. Or they literally watched my video and then made a video that was similar to it. You know, I am not sure. But that is how Christ comes in the air on the clouds. It's a spiritual thing. And that's in all of us. That's Christ rising up in all of us, you know, the spirit. Okay, then I was going to get to my point. And I'll probably get a lot of flack from this, for this, or whatever. But why is it so easy for everybody? I saw a post that read, I asked the universe for whatever, this thing. And she was like plentiful or whatever. She gave me what I wanted. Why is it easier for somebody to talk to? We don't even know if there's a universe, but we're here. We know there is a God that made us. That's a for certain thing. It's so easy for people to talk out into the air than it is to the God within their own heart and other people. So it's easier for these fruitcakes, and I just called them fruitcakes, to praise the universe and ask the universe, but not praise God and ask God, or have faith in God, or believe in Him. It's easier for them to believe in a dual verse than it is in their own creator. And that kind of floors me. It's like, how can you look in the mirror? You ask in the universe for your soul. Yeah, I hope that works out for you. I don't see that it's gonna. I know by my faith that I never asked the universe for anything, and I'm not about to start. And the things that I ask for, if God gives them to me, they're meant to be. And I do trust that. I trust His better judgment over my life. If I just threw my thoughts out into the universe, could be a demigod answering me back, you know, not the one true almighty creator, but some inbred offspring of a demon, you know. So, and I really think it's pretty important for especially Christians to understand that I don't need to change the mind of somebody that's asking the universe for something. Hey, whatever, you know. But just to be aware that it's pretty hokey. And if it's easier for them to ask the universe, it's a word. It's a not even a set down pat situation that we can prove, but our spirits inside ourselves, that's, we can prove that, you know. We can prove we have God in our hearts, and we know when He's helped us and when He hasn't. And we usually know why, too. It's like if you really, really love somebody and they don't love you back, and you can ask God, But that doesn't mean that he's going to make it so. It's probably like, the old saying, he's probably protecting us, even if it's like our own children or our mothers or fathers or whoever. He's probably keeping these people away from us to keep us safe. And so if you have one like a family member or somebody that doesn't really like you, consider yourself lucky. That's not the universe, that's God keeping you safe. So it's probably the universe trying to push them into your life, or the universe telling them the cruel words that you're going to say next. The universe out in the ether with all the little minds out there running around like a bunch of ants, you know. So those are my thoughts on that universe thing. People would rather talk to the universe than they would their very own creator. And that's a little astounding considering that we're so remarkable. You know, I think they're the ones that really truly fear death so much they really don't love life that much, I've noticed. I had an encounter that turned out today. It was strange. Just a sec. There was this woman, she's like, well, even the title of the Bible is a lie. And I was like, um, I'm not going to debate my faith with you. Thank you for your input. And then she come back and she said again something that, oh, I can't remember what it was, but on those lines of debating God with me. And, I just told her again, I said, because she said, well, we're both older than the book. And I was going to say something, and I thought, no, she's trying to bait me. So I said to her, I said, what was it? Well, something anyway. I called her my friend and I said, you're not my enemy here. I've spent my entire life, decades of my life, to get the truth out for people. And I've got over 1,000 videos. I said, you're not my foe. I said, we probably have more in common than what you think. And I said, I've studied language for this reason to help people. And what else did I say? Um, I thanked her again and I told her to have a very nice day. And she came back and she was like, thank you for all your hard work, or something to that extent. And I went back and I give her a heart. I said, have a nice day, and I put a heart on it, kind of pretty much like that, back and forth a couple times. But this woman was trying to bait me into an argument. It's like, no, I'm not going there. I'm not debating my faith, and I'm not debating religion based on books that have been twisted. Even if people won't read it with their hearts or understand that some people actually really do know that Arabic, the Aramaic languages, Assyrians, those type, that's what was spoken in Jerusalem back in the day. That's what Christ spoke, when Jesus was walking the earth. And that's why they want to take out those Middle Eastern countries, because there's little tribes that speak that dialect that know the true meaning of the words, and they can't trick the whole world if the truth gets out about the Trinity being the Mother, the Father, and the child. You know? So, who died? It's like, and to try and tell people something when they just got their mind set against what you're trying to say, it's not gonna help. I mean, I prayed about it and put it in God's hands. And it's like, well, if somebody doesn't value my friendship, then really, like I'll say, and I've said it a million times in my life, if you don't like me, there's something seriously wrong in your head and your heart, because I really am probably the most likable person or the most cruel person, depending. That takes a lot. If I snap on you, woo, you deserve it, because it takes a lot. It really does. I used to play life like baseball. 3 strikes, you're out. Now I just kind of go with the flow. And then if they're deserving of the smackdown, they get it, verbally. So, but yeah, that's what's on my mind today. Freezing cold, frozen pipes, and people talking to the universe, and taped up children. Escorting a baby out of a museum. For God's sake, this freaking world has gone mad. Mad is what these parents should be. They should be flipping on their asses right now. And I hope they do. I hope they start filing these lawsuits and they have lawyers that are going to stand up and judges that will back it up and put an end to all this garbage. Start letting the real medical professionals that care about people, the ones that said whether you have your papers or not, I'm still going to treat you in my clinic, those type of people, yeah, those are the ones that we need. And those are the type of politicians we need in life too, that are going to say, no matter what you say, I'm not doing this. You know, you can't make me. God already made me. The universe didn't make me. Yeah, that's right. you know, cheers to that. So I'm going to leave it on that note, and I'll see you soon. I'm not always going to say tomorrow. It depends, because that's why I'm really not doing live streams right now, too, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, I'm usually pretty even keel and in a fine temperament, but I might snap on somebody. I could be a live stream and my mouth is bad if I get going, and I'm just being honest. Um, I'm not ready for that right now, but I could be, and I might be, and I want to. It just, the time isn't quite right now, but maybe in the future. And then I'm sure maybe my channel would get bigger, and that's okay too. But my diary that I make every day, um, I think it's sort of important. There's some that are a little goofy, and some that are, um, oh, like even when I first started, it was sort of like I was whispering, not a shyness, and just corny stuff when people are starting out doing something new, that type of thing. So, but yeah, I think it's important for, I think the older generation, I think more of the older ones should be stepping up and saying, hey, we're not going to watch the younger generation get hurt anymore. And I'm about done on this planet. But until I'm gone, I'm going to fight with everything I got to stop this crap. And that's just how I feel. So, and I think more older people should step up to the plate for the youngsters in this world, because there's just too many of them, like fathers and mothers jealous of their own children or misleading them because of their own sins, and it's just putrid. You know, it really is. It's disturbing. I've had a lot of younger people dislike me because of how their parents treated them. And it's like, oh, don't do that to me, because I've been in that boat. I know the feeling, and I don't tolerate it. When I see it in public, I'll say something, and I do. That's who I am, and I have. Believe me. So I don't let anything slide, especially no more. No more, no more. You know. And I'm sure most of you have heard that Meatloaf died today and Louis Anderson died today. So Louis Anderson was from St. Paul. Not sure where Meatloaf was from. Um, Not sure. I think his name was Marvin, they said. I was reading today, I think. Something that started with an M anyway. But I was married to a Merlin. Isn't that weird? No, he wasn't a magician either. Nothing magic there. So, okay. If you ever watch any of these things, you're a jerk. So anyway. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Uh, if you haven't subbed, consider subbing or liking it, or every little bit helps. But like I said, I'm not one to really. Maybe someday I'll be able to make some money off of some of them. When um, when I first started, I thought, okay, I'm an ordained minister, so I'm probably gonna do biblical stuff. But then I thought to myself, nah, I'm just gonna talk about life. And I know there's a lot of people hurting out there and a lot of lonely people. And I know a lot about psychology and languages and things, so I'm just going to talk. And coming up here, I hope to be doing some music and finishing some stories I got going on. And, I'm not just stringing you along on that. I just can only go by what's going on in my life and where my mind and my heart is at that point. So, Bruce, if you're watching this, I have I think the best song that I played on my guitar, I played along with Pink Floyd with the lyrics and the chords and did some freestyle finger picking on there. Um, if you're interested, it's somewhere way down in my videos. I might try and dig it up. If you're interested in hearing it, I can put it there. I think that's the best one. That I did. I can't remember who sings that song, Come As You Are. I think that was pretty good too. And I play all the Creedence songs like you've been doing lately. When I used to be in a band, we'd do Creedence and some of them type of ones like you're doing now. So, yeah. Like Looking Out My Back Door. A lot of people love, love, love that because it's a happy song. I mean, it's crazy. It's about doing drugs, but still a good song. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night or day wherever you're at. Peace.